Hello, this video is going to show you how to use this Chimp&See website. It is a citizen science project where you can help researchers comb through wildlife camera footage and try to identify any animals that you see, especially looking for chimpanzees. So if you've never been here before, you go to the site and just click Get Started. And there will be instructions, which I'll just go through really quickly. Now you can see these on your own when you're doing this in real life. So you're presented with this view of these thumbnails for a 15-second movie clip. And what I actually like to do is to click up here, skip images, and it will go straight to the video. I just go ahead and play every video that comes up. So you play a video and you try to look for any animals that show up. These are motion-sensitive wildlife cameras, so something would have triggered the camera to record. And you see in the left here that there was an animal. So let's see. So yeah, something has shown up obviously. So you click Add Annotation. Now then you're presented with a lot of options and you try to identify what animal that was. And for newcomers, what's really helpful is this field guide. You click that on the left and you get different categories you could look through. Obviously it wasn't a hyena, but you can try to see what animal matches up with what you just saw. You have a lot of options. There could be a small gray, what's called a diker, which is a small type of antelope. So you get another good look at it. It could be that, or another option is it could just be a small antelope, just a miscellaneous non-diker antelope. So based on its color, I'm pretty confident that it is a small gray diker. So what you do is you click in these little bubbles, click the right one, and then you describe what it's doing. And you have to pick something. Though the categories are pretty broad, so this is usually not a problem. It's obviously on the ground, so we can do that. Try to get one look at what it's actually doing. It's moving. In the brief bit we saw it was moving. So you go to the field guide, which also has a behavior section, and click on it and read what they mean by these various behaviors. So I'm most interested in traveling. So animal is walking, running, or otherwise moving and does not stop in front of the camera for long. So this, while we only saw this for around 2 seconds, does this fit the definition of traveling? So we'll go ahead and mark that. Also at the very bottom, there's these numbers, and these are for you to mark how many of this animal we saw doing this action. So we only saw one, and when one is pre-selected for you. We click done and that'll get noted in this area down here. Now, if you're very observant, you might have seen that on the right-hand side, there was also some movement going on. So now we'll pay attention to the right side. See, let me get to a different, earlier in the video. See, on the right, there's something moving there. It's very mysterious. By the way, these clips, I'm just doing this as it's showing me clips, so this isn't pre-planned or anything. Didn't expect to get something so interesting right off the bat. So it looks like it could just be another of these small gray dikers. It is very hard to tell. See, and it was for what little we saw of it, it was let's see, looked up and then it walked off. So what we'll do is we'll go back to this entry we made. We'll actually erase it, and then we'll add it again. So a small great tiger on the ground traveling, and there were two. There was actually two in this video. So I click done, and I didn't see anything else. So we can go ahead and click finish and move on to the next one. Now usually it doesn't take this long, but this is especially interesting. You get taken to this page where you get to see what region you're looking at. There's some cameras in here, this West Africa, and there's some in Central Africa. If you want, you can click on this button, Discuss on Talk. It will take you to a discussion forum where you can see what other people saw in the video, if they saw something interesting enough to write down. Sometimes it helps other people can confirm your answer. Though I have to say, this is an important point that uh, a lot of people will see each clip, so don't stress out about whether you're getting it right or not. Just make your best guess. Many people will see each clip, and it's based on consensus amongst all the viewers that decides what actually goes into their records. So we'll go ahead and click next subject, and we'll get sent another video clip. Immediately we see something here. Go ahead and play it. All right, so I only saw one animal this time, which is looks like another small gray diker. So we'll mark that it was on the ground. And in the very last bit, we saw it was actually chewing on a little leaf. So that counts as feeding, I believe. We should double check with the definitions here. Animals drinking or eating food. They're pretty easy. So drinking and feeding, we'll mark that. And so just go through real quick to make sure that there's nothing else going on. Don't want to get tunnel vision on the obvious animal in the video. I didn't see anything. So click done and make sure we got it how we want it, and click finish. And then next subject to the next video clip. Let's see, I don't see anything going on. I'll play it again just to be sure. It helps to move the mouse so the controls aren't in the way. Yeah, I don't see anything. So in that case, we just click nothing here, and it'll just take us immediately to the next clip. It's very similar, maybe from the same camera or region. I see something moving here. I'll play it again. Let's make sure there's nothing else in there. Looks like it's just another small gray tiger. These are apparently the Pidgeys of the West African forest. So this was on the ground and traveling. Click done, click finish, and then next subject. Oh, hey, finally we got something that isn't a small gray tiger. I almost clicked nothing here by accident. Don't do that. Let's see, and if you're here for my, oh wow, that's interesting. If you're here for my intro to physical anthropology class, this should be especially interesting because this is, finally we have a primate. I only see one in this clip. But we can go ahead and start marking it down. This project is focused on chimpanzees, so all other primates are just in this, all monkeys, let's say, because there's a category for gorillas. All monkeys go under other primates. So what it was doing, it was on the ground. It had his arm raised, but I don't think that's enough to mark it as feeding. Could be doing other things. It's like it's traveling, though it just paused for a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm pretty convinced that we can mark it as traveling. Does a little flippy. Which is very quick. I don't think that counts as climbing. We'll make sure in the definitions. Animals moving in a mostly vertical direction, usually in a tree or liana, which is a vine. I don't think I'll mark that. It was so brief. But anyway, so we got our first primate, though it was not a chimpanzee or a gorilla. Mark it as done, and then finish to go to the next one. And click next subject. Oh, this was an infrared night vision view. Maybe it's in towards the dawn where it's starting to be a lot of light. Yeah, see some leaves swaying in the wind, but no animals. And looking all over the frame to make sure. Alright, let's go ahead and click nothing here. See something moving here. It's like one of the antelope types. Another thing is you should do this with sound. So these clips, a lot of them do have audio, and it is important to note if any animals are making sounds. So all I see is that one distant antelope of some sort. It's really hard to nail it down to a particular species. In this type of situation, I would just call it a small antelope. And it was on the ground. It wasn't really traveling. It was just kind of hanging out in one place. So this is as much as I can confidently say. Click finish and next subject. Oh, another night vision one. Oh, see some glowing eyes. That's very interesting. It did reveal itself at the very end with that antelope, more of a shape for known for like the diker type of shape, where it's kind of pear shaped, really. But being far away, nighttime, you can't see color. I would just call it a small antelope that is on the ground. Now already we see that very round shape for a diker. His walks right out of the video. All right, and that was it. So that's it. A pretty ambiguous species. I'll say it was on the ground, and it was traveling in the little bit that we saw it. Click finish. I'm going to fast forward if no primates show up, and we'll jump back into this video if I see a monkey or an ape. Hello. Well, I finally found one with a chimpanzee. I am recording this a few days after what you just saw. Hopefully, you had better luck than I did getting a clip with a chimpanzee. So I'll just show you the chimpanzee procedure, because it is a little more complicated than usual. This project is about chimpanzees after all. So see, we'll play this video and clearly see a chimpanzee in the center. So to let you know what you're looking for, remember that chimpanzees being apes, they're bulkier than monkeys, and also they don't have a tail, though you can't really see that too clearly. But this is a chimpanzee. We'll start doing filling out the database. It is an adult chimpanzee. If you look at the field guide, you get pictures of some younger looking ones. Oh, this whole new page takes you to show you the difference between a young chimpanzee and an older chimpanzee, looking at their rears. So go ahead and close that. So this is an adult, and so we'll click adult here, and you're asked to label the sex of the individual. In general, male chimpanzees are slightly larger than females, slightly bulkier. I believe this is a male, so I will click that and write down what he's doing. So he's on the ground, so that's a start. And he kind of wiped his face. I don't know if that counts as grooming. Let's consult the field guide. So grooming animal is cleaning itself or other animal. So it was only for a split second, more of a little reflex. But I'd say slightly over detail is better than leaving this out. So I'll click on grooming and hit done. So make sure it's what we want it to say and finish. All right, so with that, I think you have enough information now to go ahead and use this site if you're doing my assignment or just on your own. It's very addicting. So thank you and good luck. Hope you get a lot of chimpanzees and or gorillas.